our way in a couple of those games, all of a sudden, we could have won, almost, maybe one series and maybe won, a couple games here and there. But, it didn't happen that way. So I think the biggest thing for us is throughout this week, just knowing that, it's just a brand new season. This is all starting over again. We're starting at square one. Nothing else matters. Nothing in the past. And I think that's kind of almost a little bit refreshing for us. Because throughout the season, it's just a long season, and you start off hot and you go cold, and obviously mentally it kind of gets creeps in your head. So we're back onto the square one, and it's like starting a whole new season again.
When you get to this point, do you think the hitters have the advantage or the pitchers? Again, you haven't seen these teams, they haven't seen you, you can study film, but it's not like a year ago you saw St. John's pitchers, or maybe in North Carolina you saw them second in.
I think it varies. It varies. Hitters become hot early in seasons sometimes, and sometimes late. And I think it can vary, and I really think it comes with pitching too, because some guys, for teams might not be pitching as much earlier in the year, and then are asked to pitch more later in the year, and because they figure something out. So I really think it varies. I think there's no advantage. When you're facing guys throwing mid to upper 90s in some cases, I don't think there's ever an advantage for either guy. Or when you're facing some of the best hitters in the country throughout the competition of the regional, and starting to face these really good teams, they're there for a reason, and I think that no one has an advantage.
Sorry if you've already been asked this. What were you doing last night when they announced the regionals?
I was sitting actually at a barbecue for my families and friends, and I was just, I was obviously, it was in the back of my mind, but I was focused and ready to just do whatever I needed to do to prepare myself to get ready if we were traveling or if we were staying or whatever. I remember my girlfriend tapped me on the shoulder and she's like, "Seth, you guys made it." And I said, "What do you mean?" She's like, "You guys are hosting." I said, "Awesome." I turned, I said, "We're ready," and I said, "We're ready to go," and she goes, "I know you guys are." So I think we're just going to go out there and compete the best we can. I think this is a refreshing thing for us, and I think it's one of those things that we want to go out there with that chip on our shoulder and just show people that we are here to compete.
Did it surprise you when she tapped you, told you that?
Yeah, of course it did. But I'm trying to hide it, going, yeah, I knew that the whole time. But obviously, you don't want to think one way or the other. So I was trying to keep even keel as much as I could, so I wasn't shocked by any kind of result might have happened. So. It was more exciting than anything. I love playing in front of this home crowd, and I know all my teammates do too. So just being able to bring that back from all the memories that I had from last year in the regional, and we get to start some new ones.
Because of the record, when they were talking you down over there, what was running through your head as they were saying those things about y'all?
There are always going to be people that are going to say stuff, and that's just part of it. But in my mind, and I know the rest of our team and our coach's mind, we like to have that chip on our shoulder. We like to have that, and we carried that almost all of last year throughout the whole year, and I think that's a good thing for us to have. It has something for us to drive us. When we're running on fumes and it's the last part of the season, that's the stuff that's going to drive us. Throughout these practices and going into these games in those late innings, that's what's going to drive us. So honestly, I take it as almost a little dose of we're going to have an little extra bit of confidence going into these games because we got something else pushing us.
Because of the record you guys had down the stretch, is there any sense of anxiety around this team right now that you'll have to overcome to kind of regroup for the playoffs?
I wouldn't say that. I mean, like I was saying earlier, I said we get a couple calls here, a couple calls there, a couple balls fall. Maybe we get an out where we needed one. We could have won maybe half of those ball games or even some of those series. It's just sometimes the ball just doesn't fall your way, and it just hadn't fallen our way for too many games in a row, and that's just how baseball is. So I really think everybody still has confidence in each other, because I know I have confidence with all my players on the team, and I know that they do in me, and that's the same kind of stuff you're going to have to go throughout this year. And so what? It's a new season, clean slate. It's like we're starting a brand new season. So I'm looking at this, and I know the rest of the team is that we're going in with nothing carrying on our back. We're going there, new season, we're fresh and ready to go.
Did you see any of the comments that the UVA guys made on Twitter?
Oh yeah, I mean, I try not to see all that stuff. I try to limit myself as much as I can from that kind of stuff. But of course, I mean, you're going to see that kind of stuff, and baseball's a hard game, and sometimes it just doesn't go your way. And I don't know anything about how you select or anything like that. I'm a ball player. I'm not supposed to make those decisions, but I can understand the pain and stuff from that. They're a great ball club, and just unfortunately, it's just sometimes how it works. I guess I don't know much about it, like I said, but if I did, maybe I'd be telling you something different. But
yeah, here you are. You've won 39 games. Great start to the year, and yet it's all Vanderbilt. You're the one hosting, but it's all Vanderbilt.
You know, I think it's one of those things. A lot of guys from last year, you know, we kind of put ourselves in a situation where all we did was think about was Oklahoma State, and I think you just got to think about it as just win one game at a time. And we can't be thinking just straight Vanderbilt, because you know any of these teams can sneak up on you and get you. So I think we're thinking more about, you know, the whole regional as a whole, and not just that one team as Vanderbilt. You know, they're a great ball club, but you just don't want to give them any more confidence than they already got.
Thanks,